So you no longer have the store.
No, it's been a year since they closed it down, and it's been a little bit over a year and a half since I've had ownership of the store.
So did you close it down or did corporate close it down?
Oh no, corporate closed it down. It's a wild story.
Because a lot of the guys involved in this reckless Ben situation, you know them, right?
Yeah, I know all of them. Actually, this Monday, I just got a phone call from corporate. They were threatening me with a lawsuit about getting involved, and I'm like, you guys already took everything from me. What else can you do? And then later on, when I was in Florida, I had an opportunity to buy this Lego store, it was a terrible store. It was in a mall, Wiregrass Mall, Wesley Chapel. I contact them, and we come up with an agreement where they sell me for a certain price, and then I'll start paying them like after I take it over. And it was gonna be a monthly payment. But they decided for some reason to never take my payments. And I was like, all right, just let me know, just put it with the royalty payments and why not? So we did really good our first year at that mall, but then we had to leave that mall, reopen in a second location, right? We opened and made a lot of money, but I contacted corporate and I was like, hey, like this is the situation, like I want to bring on an investor for marketing and whatnot, and they were not cool with it, pretty much. They're like, you can't just throw money at the situation. I'm like, literally that's all we need is just marketing. And so they weren't cool with it. Then they like told me like, oh, you should do a sale. And then I called a friend of mine who owned a toy store, and he like just gave me a $20,000 check for like certain Legos. And I was like, awesome. But then we had 2 big hurricanes here in Florida, like back to back. And so our store was closed down for like a month and a half. And then I call him back. I'm like, hey, I have an idea, but I'm like, we can still keep going. No problem. Got money in the bank. But the issue is if something like random, like a hurricane happens that I can't predict, I want to make sure I could pay my employees and pay rent, because those are my top 2 priorities right now. And and before that they were like, well, you can also hold off paying royalties for a bit to put into marketing. Cool. So after the hurricanes and everything, I'm like, well, the situation it ain't good. Like, I'm actually really worried about paying rent and stuff like that if something else happens, and I would like to bring on an investor, and they still said no. I'm like, well, here's my other proposition. You guys are personal guarantors, right, for my location. So if I can sell you back the store, I stay on as a manager, then in 6 months from now, I don't care what the price is, I'll buy it for more than it's worth right now. Like, it's no problem. And they're like, all right, well, we have these 2 guys named Josh and Brandon, and they labeled them as like store rescuers. Mm-hmm. Yeah, ironic, right? Yeah. But yeah, like these guys suck. So I was like, all right, like I'll sell you guys back the store, and you give me. They were like, let's do an inventory thing, and I do the inventory like 4 or 5 times, and then Brandon comes in, same guy that you see in the video, like to take over the other lady's store. He comes in, and then he's like doing inventory, and I'm still there, like, and it was like mid-December, something like that. And he's like, I can't talk about certain things until you get a certain letter. I'm like, a letter from who? Oh, it's gonna be from their attorneys and whatnot. And I'm like, all right, I'm waiting a few days, and I'm like, hey man, I'm kind of feel like I'm being jerked around. Like, what's the sale? Like, what's the inventory count? He's like, oh, it matches your inventory completely. I'm like, okay, that sounds great. I'll get possibly, I was thinking like 120,000 out of it. I wasn't expecting much. I'm like, I'm not selling you the furniture or any of that stuff, because like the goodwill parts of things. Mm-hmm. But like, let's just do the inventory, and cool. And that's what I'll do again, buy the inventory back. So then I get this letter from their lawyers. It's like, we're terminating your contract. This is the amount we're like putting $70,000 in fines on you and all this stuff. And it apparently equaled out to my inventory count pretty much. And they just said like, you violated paying rent, which I never did. Like, I always paid rent on time. You violated paying royalties. I'm like, your accountants agreed on that, and you guys, the owners, agreed on it. And by the way, a lot of people don't know, Matt and Ammon, the CEO and the COO, they're the owners as well. They're not just like CEO and CFO and COO.
So Josh and Brandon are like tools, basically?
Yeah, they're tools. Yeah. Like, in every sense of the word.
Yeah.
Just full-blown douchebags. Mainly Josh, for sure. Like, that's just a despicable human. He's insane.
Yeah, I saw the police video that leaked, and that dude is...
Dude, when I met him, he walked in the store and yelled, "Waka Waka." Like, really? I'm not freaking kidding you. Like, if you contact all my employees and the manager that they hired, mm-hmm. they'll confirm my story. Like, this guy is insane.
Just channeling his inner Fozzie Bear for no reason.
His inner retard, man. It's freaking...
And he did the same stuff to that lady. He basically kicked that lady out of that store.
Oh, yeah. When I don't know how many stores they got, but they talked to me about the Oregon stores, and he was like, oh, yeah, there's one store we took over that, like, they always had some sort of heroin story with them. They're like, we took over a store where, like, this lady was funding her heroin operation, and she had, like, a parrot crapping on Legos in the store.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
That's
what they said about the lady who owned the store, which obviously, according to her, was not true at all.
So you think, like, after all this bullcrap, I'd leave? But no, I contacted my lawyers, contacted people I know, and they're like, hey, play nice, play ball. Mm-hmm. Stay there as an employee. And I'm like, all right, so I'm not getting any money. But then I was like, no, there's something off here. Right? But the owners weren't taking my phone calls at that point. And I get it. It was December, busy, whatever. Well, we worked through December, and they're still telling me, like, hey, we're going to make you a manager. We're going to keep you there so that. And then Josh and Brandon were saying that, like, they wanted to be partners with me. Where, like, I come on and also help rescue stores or just be at that store. They still weren't sure, all that stuff. And I'm like, and at this point, I'm still like, I don't know who these guys are.
Yeah. So did you deal with the CEO very much, or was it mainly Josh and Brandon?
So when I came on, they had less than 50 stores. They like now they have 300.
Yeah.
So I dealt directly with them because I took over a corporate store. I didn't buy like just a rando store.
So have you heard these kind of stories happening with other owners and corporate being like this?
I heard, but and at this point, like while I'm still in there, I'm thinking like, no, these guys are nice guys. Like I know them. Oh, you know, like just follow the rules and you'll be good. But dishonest people don't work that way.
No.
So anyways, I'm thinking I'm still gonna be manager, whatever. My lawyers are telling me play ball, be nice. I'm like, all right, let's do it. And they're lying to me the whole time, which I didn't know. And then they hire this guy named Carl, which we're friends today. He's awesome. But he's 72 years old. He ran a newspaper company. Like he knows business. And they just show up at the store and be like, oh yeah, this is the new manager. And I'm like, you guys literally just told me like 2 days ago I was gonna be the manager. But all right. And then 3 months into that, I finally get a hold of Ammon, the CEO, and we have like an hour-long phone call. I'm like, hey, I deserve to be what's it called? Compensated. And what's going on? Because I came with you guys in good faith that like, hey, the store is perfect and I believe in this company. I just want to buy it back if you guys aren't gonna let me bring on an investor. And he's like, no, like you didn't make enough money. Like we would have made $70,000 more on you if you stayed with the 3 years left on your contract and all this stuff. And I'm like, so you're gonna find me and saying like, oh, but we're gonna zero it out because you came with us in good faith. I'm like, you're putting me in like the worst situation and you're paying me like $19 an hour, which like I can't, and I have 3 kids and a wife. Like I can't live off that. You know what I mean?
And basically took like what, like 120 grand from you?
That would be 120 grand that would go into my pocket, but like the store was worth much more than that. And I told them, I'm like, I came with you to you guys in good faith because I know the law. I could have just filed bankruptcy, liquidated the entire store, put a ton of money in my pocket, and was like, hey, screw you guys. Like the store's closed now, and what are you gonna do? I already filed bankruptcy.
Yeah.
You know, I could have done that, but I'm like, no, like I'm gonna deliver to you a perfect store, and all you have to do is come do the inventory, buy it, and we good. And I'll stay on. Like I'll sign the contract to stay on as an employee, and then if you think I'm still good in 6 months from now, blah blah blah. Let's do that. And then he said no. And then my lawyers, I ran out of money at this point. My lawyers were like, we can't keep representing you or can't continue if you don't pay up. And I'm like, try to like work a deal with them. And they said no. I'm like, can we just do something like if we win in court, we split it 50-50 or whatever it was. But they said no. And I'm like, all right, fine. This is not where the worst part. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. And then I noticed that Brandon and Josh, they're not posting on social media. They're not doing any marketing, no advertising, nothing. They just moved the store around. They were insistent on putting in a party room, all this weird stuff. And I'm like, guys, like I own this place. I know my clientele. There's a problem here. Why are we not posting on social media? Why are we not doing any marketing or advertising? I told you guys this is the only thing this store needs. And they were like, no, we're the experts. We know what's best. If we do this, it's going to flood with people. Well, for like 6 months, we barely had anybody. And then I'm like, all right, whatever. I wake up one day in May, and I don't know what date, but I get a phone call from Carl, the manager. Oh, and by the way, twice they tried to fire me, accusing me that I stole Legos from the store.
With no evidence, I'm guessing.
Josh did, yeah. No evidence.
Yeah, it's funny because Josh said he was going to accuse Ben of he stole the Legos.
Dude, yeah. Oh my gosh.
No, dude, you stole the Legos.
Yeah.
Ben's sitting there like, oh, I stole the Legos. I'm trying to get the Legos back.
The guy's a lunatic. He doesn't even make sense in his own arguments. He is a whack job.
By the way,
okay. But anyways, and I'll tell you why I don't have any legal representation today, because it gets worse. So, well, luckily I was able to prove that the Legos, I didn't steal any Legos, and and everybody was like had my back, Carl, all the employees, because I was a freaking awesome store owner. But like we even played Star Wars in the store, and it was great. Like, but then I get a call somewhere around May, and at 7 a.m. and Carl's like, hey, they're shutting down the store. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, well, 3 guys from corporate flew out overnight, and they're just tossing things in a U-Haul, shutting the place down. Okay. And so I'm like, so they didn't give us any warning, nowhere, so no time for the employees to go look for another job. And some of these guys, like I paid really well, and they worked 40 hours. And like some of these guys, like this is how they pay for school. This is how they're actually making a living. And especially Carl. He's retired. He had money, but yeah. Anyways, so then I call him and I'm like, hey, what the heck is going on? And nobody is answering the phone. Like I just actually went there and talked to the guys over there, and they're like, oh, you could take like this TV or couch or whatever it was that we had over there. I'm like, all right, I'll take that stuff. A month later, I'm like, I guess this is just like over. Like this is done. A month later, I get a phone call from the property manager and the landlord, and they're like, hey, you missed rent. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I'm not the store owner. They never took my name off the lease the entire time they owned it for 7 months.
Wow.
And so at least Josh and Brandon for sure, they've been setting me up so that I'm left with the lease at the end of it. So the day they closed it was the day after their name of personal guarantors was off the lease. Like the Bricks and Minifigs, the owners of the company. And so then they left the lease with me, closed down the location, and then the property manager was like, hey, you owe us like $500,000 because you still have this many years left.
What?
Yeah, and I'm like, what the freak are you guys talking about? And there was other things that I apparently owed other companies that was part of that store that they decided to do some sort of partnership or contract that they never fulfilled or whatever it was. And so it was more than $500,000. But I was getting these phone calls and
Relic, would you mind telling us the city in Florida that your store's in?
The store that you...
It was in Lutz on Oak Grove Boulevard. Yeah, and funny enough, it's been closed for a year. The banner of Bricks and Minifigs is still up there.
Wow.
Yeah, just an empty store.
So
sucked.
So you're getting these phone calls. You're still on this lease, and where's it go from there?
So here's the good thing. I talked to the property manager. I'm like, can I talk to the owner of the plaza because this is I don't have any money. Like I explained the entire situation, the entire story. Obviously, like I'm trying to like fast forward. Like there's a lot of details in the story that I can't go with if you guys have time. But I explained to him the entire story, and he's like, look, I can't take your side or theirs. The only thing I could tell you is that when you were the owner, I had no problems. You paid rent on time. You were always honest with me. You did everything to the T. And since they took over, they've always been a problem. So do this. Why don't you just go clean the store up? Consider us leaving because you've always been honest. And I'm like, literally because I've been an honest person, I was able to get out of that.
That's a good guy right there.
Oh, yeah. And yeah, like when he did that, like I was like freaking, I almost like threw myself on the floor and started praying. Like, man, it was like the biggest relief because at that point, my newborn was like two weeks old. Right? Yeah, imagine having no money.
Your wife a stay-at-home mom too?
Stay-at-home mom, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. So it was a one-income family.
This is stressful right here.
Yeah.
Wow.
We even took money out of the house to invest in the store, like a month before I got contacted by Josh and Brandon, those bastards.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you took equity out of your own house to invest in this. Didn't get any of it back.
Didn't get any of it back. Nope.
Jeez.
Yeah. Freaking sucks, right?
Good God.
So then what happened after that? Like, I go and clean the store. They left people's like credit card information out, trade sheets out. They left a bunch of stuff there for anybody to just walk in and get information. Like the negligence was insane. I have pictures. I have it all because I got scared at that point. I'm like, they set me up to take the fall for $500,000, $500,000. All right. I take pictures. I clean it up. I stayed there for, I think, 20 hours cleaning it. My old employees came to help clean it. I even have customers that called me and they helped clean it. And they even left Lego behind and I just gave it to them for free.
Mm-hmm.
But like so then I contacted new lawyers. I contacted somebody who knew some good lawyers and they were like, all right, like they're helping me out. I'm like, I have no money. So like, it's like, oh, until you get like, save up some certain amount of money, then we can officially represent you, but we can work on your, like, have phone calls and stuff. By November, so literally November of last year, less than a year ago, I get a message from the law firm, and they said there's now a conflict of interest, meaning that Bricks and Minifigs hired somebody within the law firm, so now they can't represent me. I don't know if that was intentional. I'm not assuming nothing, but it doesn't look freaking good. So
what a coincidence.
What a freaking coincidence. So almost for like a year, all the people that I was working with, and they were like, hey, and the lawyer was a nice guy. He was a shark, but he was a nice guy. He was like, hey, look, I can send you over to some other law firm, recommend you go with them. I'm like, well, I know your guys' law firm, and you guys pretty much don't lose. So whatever law firm I go with.
And they were representing you first. So
well, I had no monetary exchange,
Gotcha.
you know?
Gotcha.
And I told them, like, sorry, like, guys, like, thank you for reaching out, but this was my last hope. So, like, I couldn't even take the stress anymore for, like, working with lawyers for a year and then just being out.
Yeah.
And top it off that, this Monday, I talked to, they apparently do. This Monday, when I had the phone call threatening me, like, I was like, I won't say who I talked to, but I talked to one of them.
Somebody corporate?
It was either the CFO or the COO.
Okay.
And I told them, like everything that happened, like, you try to leave me like $500,000 in debt. I'm like, I don't care if you thought I was a bad businessman, a bad store owner. I came with you in good faith. I left a perfect store for you, and you did everything that you guys did, you did to me. Because this person said, I consider you a friend. I'm like, I don't know how, like, your friends must suck because the way you treat them is terrible.
Yeah.
I've never had a friend try to leave me $500,000 in debt. I'll tell you that. That, like, oh my gosh, like, I was freaking fuming.